The key components of the circuits are 12-volt battery, isolator switch, pre-fuse box, ignition switch, ignition relay, main fuse box, relay auto exhaust brake switch, PTO switch, gang solenoid, exhaust brake solenoid RC, add-on PTO, ECU vehicle, ECU engine, pre-fuse pigtail to front chassis, A2 pole, front chassis to main wiring harness, A2 pole, main to front chassis 36 pole, EDC cab, B to main 23 pole, EDC cab, A to main 23 pole, front chassis to rear chassis 26 pole. Pre-fuse box consist, fuse PFB2 with the rating 40 amps. Main fuse box consists of fuse F19 with rating 5 amps. The components are grounded via earthing points as mentioned below. 12-volt battery negative terminal black color wire is connected to the battery ground. Ignition relay terminal pin 85 black color wire is grounded in cabin inductive ground. Exhaust brake switch diode black color wire is grounded in the cabin resistive ground. Gang solenoid pin number 3 black color wire grounded in the chassis power ground through 26-pole interconnector. Relay auto exhaust brake terminal 85, grounded in the engine ECU through 23-pole interconnector. Add-on PTO, exhaust brake solenoid and exhaust brake solenoid RC pin number 1 black wire grounded in chassis power ground. When the ignition switch is at off position, the 12-volt battery, supply the voltage red color wire to isolator switch in line. Once isolator switch engages, the voltage supplies from in line to isolator switch out line. The 12-volt supplies from isolator switch out line to pre-fuse box fuse PFB2 with fuse rating 40 amps. From fuse PFB2 with ratings 40 amps, the red wire splits into two. One line passes to ignition relay terminal pin 30, another line passes to ignition switch B positive. When the ignition switch is at switch on position. When ignition switch is on condition, the voltage supplies from ignition B positive to ignition switch pin number 1, red-yellow color wire to ignition relay terminal pin 86. Once relay get engages from terminal pin 30, the voltage supplies to terminal pin 87. From terminal pin 87, red-yellow wire passes to main fuse box, fuse F19 with rating 5 amps. From main fuse box, red-yellow wire passes to relay exhaust brake terminal pin 30. From ECU vehicle pin number B41, voltage supplies yellow wire and splits into 3. One line passes to exhaust brake switch pin number 1, second line passes to PTO switch pin number 1 and third line passes to relay exhaust brake terminal pin 86. Once ignition is on condition, ECU engine gets ground supply from ECU engine to exhaust brake relay terminal pin 85. Once relay gets engaged, the voltage supplies from terminal pin 30 to terminal pin 87. From terminal pin 87, pink-white color wire passes to exhaust brake solenoid pin number 2. From exhaust brake solenoid pin number 2 wire split into two lines. One line passes to exhaust brake solenoid RC pin number 2 and second line passes to gang solenoid pin number 1 through 26-pole interconnectors. Once exhaust brake switch engages, the voltage supplies from pin number 1 to pin number 2, send input signal to ECU vehicle pin number B52 through lime pink color wire through 23-pole interconnectors. Once PTO switch engages, ECU vehicle voltage supplies from PTO switch pin number 1 to pin number 2. The yellow color wire splits into two lines. One line violet green color wire send the input signal to ECU vehicle pin number B61 through 23-pole interconnectors. Second line green violet color wire passes to gang solenoid pin number 2 through 26-pole interconnectors. Add-on PTO customer can use additionally if they required.